Alright, everyone, I am back, and it is time for us to go ahead and enter this dungeon. Uh, dungeon which is called Ktisis Hyperboreia. Let's go ahead and put the party together with our friends here. Yeah, so I'm I'm basically the one that's playing tank, and then the Nat is the healer in all this here.
Come, let us be off.
Although, I'm curious.
Let's get this over with.
Huh. The third seat. And then all-rounder. Okay. I'm looking at that and I'm like, why can't I select healer for him? But no, apparently
Come,
that
let us
doesn't
be
work.
off.
Scarcely contain my excitement.
Yeah. But I don't have it. Yeah, Lord Samuel. I just don't have any other classes leveled up at this point here. So I'm going in this tank. Ah, so this is where this dungeon is. I was wondering when it was going to show up. Alright, I suspect by the end of this I will level up to 88, but we'll see.
Please, turn back, else I might be forced to.
I see you opening.
Straightforward so far. To the left we go. I get what they mean by this place is basically stitched together.
I see you opening.
Have a taste.
Oh my goodness, is somebody actually using stone skin? You know, how I have missed that spell.
I'm not entirely useless. I see you opening.
Alright, that group is down. And that looks like a boss room coming up here.
I see you opening.
Have at you! Have a taste!
Almost done with this group. Alright, moving on. Lissa, huh? Okay, so I need to be looking for their footprint, not the others.
Try true. Mine is the ether.
Aside from that one mechanic, the rest of this seems to be fairly straightforward. also love the fact that combos can now continue for much longer than they used to. Definitely one of the better changes they made. Mask of Scouting, okay.
I see you opening. I'm not entirely useless.
I'm warning you. Stay away.
I see you opening. I see you opening.
Alright, this group is almost done. And moving on. Hey, a new part. $542. Yeah, definitely needed that.
I'm not entirely useless.
Have a taste.
Honestly, I'm surprised Emet isn't using something like double or triple.
I'm not entirely useless. I see you opening.
According to Mistress Lisa, her creation is based on a concept for a bipedal wolf, and indeed, it is impressively manlike in its gait. It is also highly intelligent, as is evidenced by its ability to employ tools. While the gleam in its eyes gives the impression that it comprehends our words, if this proves to be the case, it would be a shame that its throat isn't designed for speech. I must make mention of this in the next report. That's a long run to the next group.
Have at you!
That's where we came in. But being up here definitely gives a better sense of scale to everything. I'll take that new earring. Oh yeah, that's definitely an increase. Ah, we got a... Late on Lord, some sort of a... Ah. A flower with snake heads. So, gotta watch out where this guy's breathing.
Mine is the ether. Fly true. Fly true.
I'm not entirely useless.
Okay, that was confusing there. I gotta figure out what tail I gotta look for. Ah, gotta watch his mouths.
This may...
I'm not entirely useless.
Almost got him down.
I'm not entirely useless. This may sting.
Out of my way!
I cannot let you take Meteion. Not yet.
Fly true.
Up we go.
I see you opening.
Have a taste.
I'm not entirely useless.
Alright, let's check out this coffer. Bracelet of casting. Okay.
I must hear their answers before they're expunged from existence.
I'm not entirely useless.
I see you opening.
Have at you. Have a taste.
Hopefully this is the last group before we get to the boss. I dare say we are also getting pretty close to the next trial as well, probably. Alright, treasure coffer. Another casting piece. Ah, here we are. Not that much longer. It was like an extra wave of enemies or so.
So, it comes to this. I have no wish to fight, but this time, I cannot yield. Though the world may think me a mad, desperate fool, I will hold fast to my conviction. I will have the time and tranquility I require. Dust and pale, gather to me! Ancient brand, unleash your power!
Alright, he's doing something. I think we gotta stay in the middle here. Yep.
Dancing winds, pierce my foes! Stars on high, fall as rain!
Fly true. Fly true.
Gotta get behind this one.
I'm not entirely useless.
Oh, it's nice to see they finally made that adjustment.
I'm not entirely useless.
So even though it showed that that one was stunnable, it didn't take my stun. Oh no, I need to interject that actually.
Streams of ether, surge
I
as
see
one!
you opening.
Quadruple. Okay.
This may sting.
Dancing winds, pierce my foes!
That was weird. My mouse went off the screen.
Out of my way.
Stars on high, fall as rain!
By my true name, I shall consign all.
Over over
By
here.
my true name, I shall consign all.
You gonna try that again, Emmett?
Even when transformed,
By my true name,
not finished yet.
I shall consign all.
Have a
I'm not
taste.
entirely useless.
There we go.
No! My power!
Alright, Enhanced Divine Veil. And then... Did I get anything else? No, my next thing is at level 90, so the trait I just got adds a healing effect to Divine Veil, which is this one over here. Hey, a level 70, what is that, 77? No, 87, axe. Okay. So that'll be useful for Warrior when I level that up. And they are not saying... Oh, a merry chase he led us on. Hopefully he has calmed down a little. Let us leave the rest to Emet-Selch.
It's over, Hermes. In the name of the Convocation, I hereby take Meteion into custody. And setting aside the matter of your nomination, you will come with us too. We require your knowledge to assess and resolve the situation.
Meteion, I am so sorry. Would that I could have listened to your report in full. Reflected upon its meaning and conveyed it to others. That they might reconsider their chosen course. But I have failed. And that wish will never be realized. However, ere our fates become the province of others, I bid you tell me just one thing. Was there happiness in those distant stars? Was there a reason for living?
We conducted our search as per your instructions. We scoured historical records, communed with the spirits of the deceased, heard the final testaments of the dying, welcomed their shadowed hearts into our own. One race had striven to create a world bereft of animosity. They renounced relationships to avoid interpersonal strife, and in so doing brought about societal collapse. One race had renounced war and devoted itself to the enrichment of its people. They were conquered. Though they destroyed the enemy in reprisal, they could not regain their former glory. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter its shackles, they went in search of infinity. They discovered nothing is infinite, and that neither time or death can be cheated. Disillusioned, they gave up on the future and themselves. One race had discarded all things that gave rise to sorrow, hoping to have only joy. They found joy lost its savor in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live. Though worlds apart, these peoples shared a belief. The belief that they had tried their best. That they had tried to fulfill their potential with every step and success. In the course of which, they learned the truth. That they would never be free of fear and sorrow, anger and despair, of loneliness, so long as they yet lived. Even now their souls cry out for oblivion. And to this song of anguish, I lend my voice. We lend our voice. Oh, beloved mankind, shimmering jewels of beautiful Etheris, rejoice, for we will free you from the cruel yoke of existence. There is no need to struggle in vain, for in nihility awaits salvation. You will know peace and serenity, and it will be beautiful. We will make our nest at the edge of the universe, and there in the dark of dead worlds hoard sorrow and suffering. There we will sing, our chorus ever louder and ever clearer, that our song may reach even this ether-shrouded star. Such is the answer we have found in the stars. Such is the gift we now offer to Etheris.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's sad to see her turn like this.
Who are you to decide our fate? To decree we live or die? Have you lost your mind? You heard what she said. She means to destroy us all, yet you'd still take her side?
In the name of the star, we have discarded those creations that we deemed flawed. If we ourselves are flawed, does not stand to reason that we too should be discarded.
That is sophistry, and you know it!
Perhaps it is. Perhaps I am wrong. Who is to say that you are right?
It would seem that
Let
way.
us settle this with a determination. In my authority as Chief Overseer of Elpis, I will make a judgment on man's fitness to exist. If he can learn to value all life and retain his will to live, even should his end be justified. He will surely find a way to avert his demise. If not, he will perish from the start. As with all determinations, provisions must be made to ensure fairness. Kairos, awaken!
Memory reconfiguration system Kairos activated. Awaiting instruction.
Command, universal memory alteration. Target area, Ktisis Hyperboreia. Starting point. Arrival of Emet-Selch of the convocation at Propylion. Endpoint. The present.
And he's
Erase
wiping our
the
memory.
memories of all events, and replace with a vague recollection of the following. I was here, preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus. Meteyon's shared consciousness became unstable. She and her sisters could not sustain their existence, and all dissipated with a burst. The resultant shockwave accidentally triggered Kairos, which erased several days of memories from all present. Execute.
Command acknowledged. Initializing. 3 processes remaining to execution.
Bravo. I dare say one would be hard-pressed to make it fairer. Everything that you told us, everything that has happened, the fact we've even met, it will all be gone.
Go, Meteion. To the edge of the universe, where none can reach you.
Hermes, won't you come with me? If you were to shed your flesh, I should be able to carry you.
I will remain. As a man, I will oppose the oblivion you bring.
Silly fool. Had you said yes, I would have granted you the gentlest end.
This ends here!
Oh, but no.
Fly, Meteion!
That is far enough, Hermes!
Argos, to me!
Somebody's got to take out that clock.
First process complete. 2 remaining to execution of memory reconfiguration.
As if we needed more pressure. No matter what, you cannot forget what happened today. For it is the key to saving your future. Your world. This fight is our fight. What comes after, our problem to contend with. Not yours. No. Your own struggle awaits. And no one else can take your place. You must flee this place with your memories intact. And I will see that you do. Now then, where is it? There you are, my little confluence.
Is Vanilla gonna be out of range of the thing?
Very well, then. You may elude us this day, but not forever.
Looks like it, yeah. That seemed like some sort of a tracker.
Meteyon's gotten away.
Second process complete. One remaining to execution.
Ugh. No time for brooding. Listen well. Beyond lies a spatial confluence that connects the interior sections of this building. I will destroy the confluence and force open a way outside. When I do, you must jump through.
I cannot tell you how sorry I am. But neither can I let you escape!
Well, that's gonna be a long drop.
Too brave by half.
Well, of course, long drops have always left me with 1 HP.
Exemplary work, as always, Emet-Selch.
What? But how? I thought the confluence was... over...
Over there? Yes. We were rather hoping you would.
It was never anywhere but where it is now. The instant those two began making their way towards nothing, 'twas clear the plan was a diversion.
I'm quite incapable of destroying a confluence, I must confess.
A gambit brazen beyond words. Though we've grown accustomed to reckless improvision due to the antics of an incorrigible associate. Though, in the case of certain present company, incorrigible is an understatement. Honestly, I'm beginning to suspect it's a requirement for every Azen.
Ah, Doggo rescued me.
There's no time!
Rescued me.
Quickly! Even now, I do not believe your tale. I would not suffer us to walk such a wretched path. Still, if it must be said, do not squander it, the legacy I leave you.
Final process complete. Executing universal memory alteration.
Go, Argos!
Yep, I'll agree with you there, Rooks. And yeah, Vanette also remembers, so this explains why they end up as Hydaelyn.
I'm fine. Just a little tired. Can it be true? Are we the only ones left who see beauty in the world?
In life?
No, the Dragon Star is still there.
Are the stars above no more than husks of fallen civilizations?
At least I don't think Midgard has made his way here yet.
And yet... I feel her. Though she is unimaginably distant, I feel Meteyon's presence. And the place where to we must go. Ere she made good her escape, I placed an enchantment upon her. One which allows us to follow her trail.
Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy story when we get back to tell him.
She has already left the outermost bounds of Aetheris, and continues on her way. Given the vastness of the universe, it will still be no easy feat to track her down. But thanks to Emet-Selch and his Ladeus, all is not lost. We remember. So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
Well, the others are just going to... Honestly, would it not be possible for Venat to just tell Emmett and Hythlodaeus what happened? Even though they don't remember it that way? Maybe they wouldn't believe her. So what now?
What indeed? Let us begin by ascertaining the situation at Ktisis Hyperboreia, where the others should still be. Given the likely state of their memories, however, it would be imprudent for us to approach them directly. In which case... I am sorry, my friend. I've asked much of you this day. But may I trouble you one last time? Argos will investigate in our stead. We will share in his consciousness and see and hear as if we were with him. Now, close your eyes and open your mind.
You know, if she's gone, why did Zodiark become a thing? Or did they come back for the final days originally?
Thank goodness you are unharmed.
Unharmed? There is a gaping hole in my memories. I can scarcely remember arriving here in Elpis.
Forgive me. I was preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to our guests. But Meteion, her shared consciousness became unstable. And she...
So, that's what prompted the state of alert. And when you went to investigate, you were caught in Kairos's accidental operation.
So it would seem. It's all a blur to me.
Such an unfortunate accident. Oh, and what of Venar and your other companion? You went inside together, as I recall.
We did?
If Venar was with us, I have no recollection of it. But that there is her familiar, is it not? The fellow seems happy enough, so I think it's safe to assume his mistress is well. I haven't the slightest notion who this other companion might be, however.
Ah, well, that individual struck me as a bit different, for want of a better word.
perhaps it wasn't actually a person, but some manner of creation.
Curious. I must ask Venara about it when next we meet.
Yes, yes, you do that. Now, if we may tend to Hermes, whatever this Meteion did, it seems he bore the brunt of it. Once you are fit to travel, you will return with us to Amarot. We need to make certain there are no other ill effects. Also, I am here on business of the 14. We've already had the conversation, like as not, but since your toy wiped my memory, we'll have to have it again.
Yes, of course. As you see fit.
This Kairos, it manipulates memories through the emission of etheric waves, correct? There is a theory which holds that memories scoured by blasts of ether are restored when the soul is cleansed in the underworld. If true, then perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
You said it, yeah, Rooks, although he was still alive in that final moment, but I guess it sort of makes sense.
I doubt aught of interest occurred. Look forward to the revelation if you like, but I should prefer to reminisce on more meaningful moments.
Let us rest. If only for a while. After all, you and I... Oh, we still have a long, long way to go.
Are you feeling at all recovered? I understand that your exertions were more than purely physical, but resting one's body, if only for a moment, is never without merit. As for Hermes, I think it unlikely he will create more Emet-Selch. He poured much of himself into Meteion, and now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated, in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He would blame himself. He would believe that, had he never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world, then the Meteion would have never been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14 will be a welcome distraction, and one day hence, he will face the advent of the final days in the role of Fandaniel. Alright, we can enter that dungeon with NPC avatars now. Prince, listen to me. Our duty now is to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination, or to convince Emet-Selch and Hythlodius that they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experiences Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memories alone will be our weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I will see you to the doors of Propylaea. Well, it makes sense what needs to happen now. Although, strangely, we're still kind of missing the level 87 trial at this point, or at least I would have expected there to be one. Your time in this age is drawing to an end. Upon speaking to Venat, several scenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view them. Let's speak with Venat.
So, it is within. The portal that brought you hither, and will take you home.
Perhaps I should stay and help.
I appreciate your sentiment. I truly do. But 'tis a very long game that we must now play. And while you have maintained a stable presence here thus far, there are dangers in lingering over long. No. You must return to your own battlefield. Make use of the knowledge you have attained, that your days here and our friends' sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteion free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control. I must carefully consider who can be trusted, and bring them into the fold.
Loporits and the Sharlians.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. Were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteion at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead. Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us. You may find your world to be very different. Or perhaps the erasure of our friends' memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us.
Ah, so she's thinking there might have actually been some changes.
We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end.
Unless it's a chicken and the egg sort of situation that's going on. And when we met
As
her
you move
first,
forward,
she remembered us.
So too will I. As will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandani.
Why this track now?
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears, and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiark. And covering the star in a shroud of ether we forestalled the final days. Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong! Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it! We won't accept it! It will be ours again! A world free of sorrow!
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
O mighty Zodiac! God, born of our boundless faith, we bid you, hear our prayer. Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss.
She's gonna stop the sacrifice.
You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk.
This is the moment of Hydaelyn's creation.
All is excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment. I birth a world of suffering to mire and plague. In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question. Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. To find joy, even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting.
A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
We need to go to the Dravinian hinterlands. Alright, just out of curiosity here. Yeah, we can get back. Alright, so, that said, let's make our way over to Old Charlian. Alright, let's head first over to Scholar's Harbor. The bird girl flew off, and we learned what really happened in the final days. Both of them have leveled up. Let me assign a venture. Mining. Here we go. But I can't send them out just quite yet. I gotta get that stuff myself first. So, quick exploration it is. Prince, impeccable timing as always. I'd heard you were off in the first as part of our efforts to investigate the final days. Well, as so often seems to be the case while you were away, we've had some few developments, which we could discuss in just a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. So, have you learned aught more of the final days? And the journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Unfortunately, during your time on the First, the events here have taken a turn for the worse. The Scions are running themselves ragged trying to contain the spread of blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain the where and why of it, Alze and Alphino have been traveling all over. Of all the regions they've visited, Locus Amonis is one of the worst affected. Thancred, Estinian, and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. But the province is vast. They only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating, but still a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Y'shtola and Master Meteion have been making a concerted effort to establish contact with Hydaelyn in the Ethereal Sea, but to no avail. As for Tataru and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the Forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon, an ambitious project that has likely been years, if not decades, in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. You'll also recall the proposal issued by Master Fortunault to the people of Radzat Han. Following their discussion, Vritra declared his support for the plan and urged those who wished to evacuate to accept the Forum's invitation. So far so good, but that's where things get a little strange. Apparently, the Forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel, and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, to secure safe passage for the Hanish refugees to the tower, Alphino, Alice, Estinian, and Graha traveled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, the capital was hardly the safest place to begin with, and now... the final days have come to Garlemald. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fortunal. Then panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the Link Pearl went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. The others need you, Prince. Please, you must help them. Having you there will make all the difference, I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass was their first port of call, so you'd best start there. Hopefully Lucia will know where they are. There's no telling what you'll be walking into, so you had best take every possible precaution. I would also say it's probably time for me to get out of this cloak here, so... let's see. I want to remove the glamour. And I think... no, boots were okay. Well, I'll say that's not that bad of a set of armor there. Alright, so we need to make our way to Camp Broken Glass, then. And once again, we have the apocalypse weather. Lucia. Oh dear, this is a duty calls here. So, Prince, and not a moment too soon. The skies over Garlemald are ablaze, but it's events on the ground that concern me. As you will have heard, your fellow scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greetings short after we received word from our troops on the Magna Galaxies that the Forum's airship had landed. It was then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. I would have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we will discuss them later. I trust you are ready to depart? Upon departing for the Magna Galaxies, several cutscenes will play in sequence. And our progress will also be saved at various points in this battle. Let us proceed. Earlier on the Magna Galaxies.
No. 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 We were promised an escape. Not the same doom we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense.
Oh, is this the moment? Nope.
How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
I can handle this pair. You?
Shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
Okay, so I am role-playing as Alphino.
Help is at hand.
Just trying to read what these do. Okay. So 1 to 4 are healing, 5 to 7 are attacks.
Leave it to me.
And they're turning.
Those who can stand, come with me.
Easy now. Deep breaths. You're safe now.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself.
Justinian keeps dashing across the field. Just gotta keep taking these blasts over and over.
had enough!
Almost got it down.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
What's bringing Odin's theme in now?
Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape!
Is that the 10th Legion?
Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then?
In time enough to be of aid, for once. We can speak of it more later. For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
Of that I've no doubt.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think
What's
a
that
withdrawal
gremlin doing there?
might be in order.
Oh, sod that! You know who would never abandon these people to their fate. To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
Alrighty, who am I playing as? How to say, huh? Alright. Okay, I think I'm good. At least I don't have to worry about the white and black magic mechanic here.
I'm not done yet.
So this mechanic will probably be done.
The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
As they say, turnabout's fair play. On guard.
That finished it off.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back. Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you, from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out!
Where's Alphino? Oh, that's right, I'm coming in. Or Graha.
Get out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them. Not a one. This will be a brighter future. I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Get it together, Alizé. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of Father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion. But we ask too much of him as it is. You mustn't let our sword in the darkness fight alone.
Here we go.
Oh.
This is precisely why you should never skip your squat regimen.
I can look after myself, you know.
Everything's in order, I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble. Come on!
Let's do it.
Oh, a trio for the ages. Just the beginning.
And down it goes.
I had a feeling I'd find you here. This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
A shame we don't have a way to go up into the air. But I suppose that was just an Omega battle.
On your feet.
Got it about halfway down.
Leave the healing to me. I am in your debt.
Now, where were we?
Down it goes.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan. Please.
I guess they dropped the plan to use the Tower of Babel then.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
Behind you! Just there!
More of them.
Xenos? What is he doing here?
Xenos? Here?
You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship.
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That is, and has ever been, my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine. Yet neither hate nor despair seem sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about. Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. while we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing. You slaughtered your countrymen. You did! For what?
For nothing in the end. So much wasted effort.
You.
He's gonna get in there.
You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends? Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
Who knows if he's even going to show up again at this rate.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, it is only meet that I explain myself to the Ilsabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
Way to put him in his place there, Estinian. To see Zeno standing there, so uncaring and unrepentant. Gods, I don't know what came over me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind, but looking back on it, I stand by those words. I would say I hope they won't incite him to further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, enough about that. It's good to see you again. Alright, so that is another new weapon. Let's see here. And I think it's finally time for me to replace my, my resistance weapon here. Yep, that is definitely an increase.
No major injuries then. Good.
Yeah, no, it lasted me a really long time, and I think I have the stat squish to thank for that one.
I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. Though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Fortuneau Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships have taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
We swore to defend Garlemald, and so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuno. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Sharlayan alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Any other, I would doubt. But you, I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it.
Time to learn.
Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait. Did you hear something just now?
Now what? Loporith. Oh my god. Seriously?
Dawn may banish even the darkest night, and to this bitter clime bring warmth and comfort. 'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
I have to wonder if they're here to learn what they made mistakes on so that they can fix it real quick. Or at least what they can fix in time.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
That's right, it's Garlemald we're in.
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Ah. Okay, get yourself to a fire or something.
Then allow me to summarize. We're here because none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. So she says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Ktisis. Urianger made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
After the past few hours, we probably needed some brevity here.
Marvelous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Urianger's inferior works no more. Hey! Maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom? Ahem. As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Hydaelyn's love for the lives of this star. So naturally, we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Aye, not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Urianger made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Forgive me, but are they...
He's never seen them before.
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow! Well met. You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Hydaelyn's right paw. That last bit is very important. As am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I, bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Sharlayan, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperites made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart.
May thy disciples banish this darkest of nights.
I am no esteemed philosopher of Eld. Nevertheless, 'tis my hope that what little knowledge I shared shall serve them well. and perchance help save us all. Wilt thou attend us at the Forum and lend thine own wisdom?
If that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, right.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
Yeah. I dare say Master Fortunal was nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidelin's lunar custodians. As he will soon discover, they have much and more to offer the Forum. Might I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith? We may yet have time to discuss thy recent adventures, ere we are summoned to the rostra. Okay, so we've actually just caught the dawn of a new day here, and honestly, my retainers still need a minute or two to come in on their assignments, so let me take a quick 3 to 5 minute break here, just so I can make sure I'm ready for the next part of the story here, which is probably going to be coming up here in just a quest or two, and then we'll proceed from there. So please stand by, everyone. I will be right back.